everybody. Today is the day that we're gonna do the show. Is called Today is the blueprint is out on Will and the altercation that he caused. And the first one is that the academy say they did ask Smith to leave the venue, but he refused to do so. Now, this should have turned into a trespassing crime. I mean, anybody can give me a other solution on that, because right here on the Opinion Talk Show, Big Baby give it to you live, and we coming at it on the up and up. You understand, quote unquote, but at the same time, it's my opinion. Give it to you on point. And this situation is has not been solved. I mean, one hand of one man been swung and hit another man on account of a joke, which he get paid millions to do, entertain people. He's a comedian, and we all know. For those who don't know, it's Chris Rock, and he supposedly not supposedly, it happened. It's on TV, on mainstream, and it's just out there, and it's just not one that has set right with a lot of people. And to be more precise about it, it hasn't set right with Big Baby and the Opinion Talk Show viewers. So here we are, and here we have it. If you have any other suggestion on which one I've just given, the first one off of the Academy saying that they did ask Will to leave, but he refused to leave the venue. So at that point in time, he has committed another crime, and that crime is directly against the Academy, which is trespassing, because he's being asked to leave. And mind you, that was before they gave him the award. Yes. So it's out there, and the board of the government has spoken, and they are real decisive on how they're going to go about handling this situation, intending to Will and his quote unquote, bad decision between himself and his wife, his other half. They couldn't come together and make the right decision. So, my opinion, I'm just, giving it to you verbatim from whence I can see their marriage going to a dormant, to a bitter end at this point, because it all depends on how Will can hold on after these sanctions and decisions have been laid on him and placed on him, because there are some things when you know that's like a little, I wouldn't say a war, but you got a war, a senseless war out there, and this two people, one laughed and the other, he laughed, but then his wife was offended. So in turn, the looks and the under breath speaking, which any man would try to disengage himself with the words coming out of his wife's mouth during that time is not a good time to make a decision, as which Will did. But putting it back in perspective with the war is that it's a senseless war. That was a senseless slap. These things bring on sanctions, and the sanctions that President Vladimir Putin got on him has brought pains of a man having pains like a woman in travail with labor. You understand? So the pain that Will is going to receive from these sanctions that has come up on him, they just haven't put them into effect because they have up until the 18th of April. And we're going to go forward with it because I must say that just was an example of the pains that would cause this marriage of Will Smith and Jada Pickens to come to a end, because she has not directed her husband in a way that she should have for him to receive such an honor, and for her to look up to him as being the respectful man that he is and husband that he is to her. But who's to know? I don't know. Something must be going on kind of off the wall in the house, because for her to respond like that on the night of the biggest achievement that the family, not thinking about Will himself, but as the family can receive, with the daddy being, or the husband being, Will Smith. How could such a wife as Jada Pickett, because at this point in time, she don't deserve to be a Smith, but that's my opinion. You understand? My opinion. But like I say, the rooster ain't crowed yet, and the fat lady hasn't sung yet, because the trophy hasn't been swiped out of his possession as of yet that I can think of, because the sanctions are being placed on him, and they're gonna take place April the 18th. Whether he be there or be square, this going down. Yeah, it's written. It's written, and the blueprint is out. That's why I'm having this session, and this is taking the place of the Epic 23, which is highly favored by my audience, and the audience would love to get this behind them, per se, quote unquote, behind us, so that we can go forward with the epics. Yes, but don't get me wrong, this is similar to epics that I'm presenting to the audience. And as I must say, this epic is right here in your view, right in your den, right in your living room, right in your club, right there in your area of your happy sittings, to see such a thing take place from, quote unquote, again, as I say, Will Smith. But as I go forward to say that, the pain that he shall feel behind these sanctions, if they lay it down like they're supposed to lay it down to him, and give it to him openly like they're supposed to give it to him, and then you shall see the travail of the pain on their faces, meaning him and his wife. Now, mind you, she doesn't even worry about the kids, I guess, because they grown. You know, I don't know how old they are, but this is kind of off the wallish situation that has taken place. And Jada wasn't thinking about no one but her own feelings. Here she has Will, the husband, and she has the kids, they're in there as the audience, being supportive to their father and their mother, and she allowed her undermining reaction to persuade their dad to go do such a belittling thing to one of a great standard as Chris Rock. Now, mind you, if she would have just said no, Will, then it could have not escalated. It might have, all she had to do is no. She know how to say that no to get, every wife know how to say that no to get the husband not to do nothing. And just that, she wasn't thinking about, like I say, she was not thinking of her prominent man, her prime time man, her husband. She was thinking about self. As Chris Rock stated to the couple sitting next to them in a joke manner. Oh boy, I see him, he just wishing her will win, because if his wife don't get it, he sure shouldn't receive it. And everybody laughed, even Jada laughed. But mind you, off the record, on the record, the blueprint is out. They, meaning she knew her husband was the winner already. Yeah, they ain't spend that much money to sit in, and they gonna spend all that money to sit in the front row, right where you walk from your table down the aisle to receive. That's a lot of paper. That costs dearly to sit there and not win. All right now, understand me. This is bigger than what the episode took place. This is larger than the episode that took place. This is the episode that caused it to take place. Now, mind you, Chris Rock said the joke, and Will didn't receive the message. He was too busy laughing, knowing that, hey, he's the winner. He gonna get this. He didn't already practice his speech, because the speech he was speeching behind after he done snapped the man about being lovable and caring and letting this go on, get by and that by. That none of that didn't fit in with his actions that took place before he received the award. Now, mind you, they asked him to leave. He wouldn't leave. So the situation is, Jada was thinking about herself, thinking about that when that first joke was actually should have been meant. It was meant for Will and Jada, because Will got the trophy. He's the winner of the trophy, but before he can receive it, she gonna make sure he don't get it. If he get it, she wanna make sure he gonna have to give it up. He's not, and then he talking about how he gotta protect two women that played as Savina and Rena. Jada don't want to hear that. She's that type of, quote unquote, my opinion, that type of jealous wife. She want to do what she want to do and control what he needs to do. And if it don't go her way, he won't have nothing going his way. And that's what took place. The same way Chris Rock said it would take place with the couple next to them. But it took place with Will himself as the aggressor. So the pains from the sanctions, they're gonna sit in. It's a matter of time, because he loves doing what he loves to do. And he just was probably getting back from out of a down spirit into an upper spirit, and there go Jada. She ain't letting it happen like that. That's his wife. My opinion. I'm giving it to you. Just who else could stop him other than her right there next to him? She can persuade him and she can stop him. So she persuaded him to go do it. And if he would have had a weapon on him, it was a done deal. My opinion, quote unquote. But at the same time, I'm just showing you that these things has been going on for years for us, the women of the black nature. You understand? The black race of the females and the males. They're not between the women and the man dealing together, being helpful to each other regardless of the situations at hand. They've been broken and torn down to where from the beginning of time with the bipartisanship brought and led us into captivity with slavery. Now, I don't mean to take you off from, because we're on the first one. This is we going. We got two more to go, and the second one is just as long as me explaining the first one. So this is the introduction along with the first one, and I'm gonna give it to you and give it to you in a good way, whereas though you can understand that it's not totally Jada's fault. This has been instilled in our black women for how they should treat their husbands whenever they are upset because of the situation when the black man could not do nothing. I mean nothing. If he would have done anything, he was dead to his doorknob. He would have been killed, slew right then and there. And a lot of them died trying to save them wives of theirs. And it just took for them to actually let it be. And so when the man gave up, the black man, quote unquote, stopped fighting for that woman during the time of our ancestors coming and bringing and doings with the Edom, quote unquote, as today's name in this world is white man, was actually degrading our wives, raping our wives. I mean, in the middle of anywhere, right there, in front of the husbands. And the husband couldn't do nothing but watch and cry. And she don't want to hear nothing about him crying and watching. He should have been doing this and that and other to stop it. But the things that took place got us here today. The way that our ancestors and the way that some of us was able to oversee it and understand that it's going to come a time, because everything is done in its season. And now is the time and the season for these women to accept their black culture men and understand that it was not totally and at all their fault. And it's only right now in a mental stage of each one of us that we must overcome the past and come together as a people and accept that God will continue to lead us as a people. Once we release for what we clinged into to be and do, because that's not our beings and doings. That's not the black woman beings and doings of what Jada did to will allow him to do to himself and his kids and her. That's not the way it's supposed to be. There was a lot of vengeance in Jada for her to let that happen. And Will, being the husband, trying to protect and trying to show her that he love her and do anything he is. That don't stop. When a woman is done with you, she's over. So you understand? When it's over, it's over. You did the worst you can do. It's like dropping down on stage in front of the whole place and kissing her feet. when you went and slapped Chris Rock in the face. You just was stripped from your whole dignity of being the man of a history of your life. Your whole history of life has been ruined on account of, quote unquote, my opinion, on account of what you've done. You have to start over mentally. And that's a hurting thing. To have to start over mentally at the height you are at your, like they told you, will, right at your very highest point. That's when the devil gonna come in. Oh well, you let him in. He can only get in if you let him in. They can say what they want. You have to be the one to allow him to come into your life. When you allow yourself not to be the man of your wife and of yourself, then you allow Satan to come in. Right then, not because of what they told you, not because of what she said, how she said it. When you stop thinking of what your priorities are. What's will? What hold up, this is will. Wait a minute. I'm the man. Oh, hold up, baby. That man ain't did you nothing. Hold up with that. Well, this is not the time. This is my time. This is what you should have thought, Will. Now it was your time to gain what, the one who told you, male, that the devil would come at your highest point. Well, he didn't understand that you should have shown him. He don't get in unless you open up the door for him. Well, Will, you didn't succeed. You failed that exam. So when you fail, the things that you're supposed to receive, you don't get. If it's you fail by 1 point or half a point, you don't get it. It is what it is. So the sanctions are coming. And these are my opinions. But I'm not in control of the sanctions. I'm about to read them out to you briefly right now. But Jada and the one who told you about the devil coming at you, you should have put them way on the outside of your whole mental thought and looked at Chris Rock and say, man, do you? He say, what? Do you? And leave it like that. Because he's not doing her physically no harm. It's only in her mind that she wants you to do what she wants you to do at the wrong time. And then that's not your doing. You ain't about that life. You not about that life. That life you just did, that's a dead life. Man, you ain't about no weapons and guns and killing no knives. You ain't about none of that. So you should have thought thoroughly for how what it took for you to get where you are or where you were, because you done blew it. Because all she gonna say, I didn't put no gun in your head. You ain't heard me say nothing. It is. You know who you wanted, you proved the point. The point was that you couldn't keep that door closed at the highest peak of your life from Satan. All because of you not allowing yourself to be the man of you. You allowed her to be the one man and the man of your thoughts, of your reactions, of your doings. And it goes back to saying that men, you don't have to do nothing physically to help the woman to get to trust you and believe in you and have faith in you. You have to come to, it's a mental thing. You have to talk to her. What she wanted at that time couldn't take place. It shouldn't have. Because that's not the life y'all living. You ain't about that life. and you should have showed up. But it is what it is. Well, the sanctions are here, and Big Baby gonna read them out as we go forward. But all questions will be answered. The board of the government today initiated disciplinary proceedings against Will Smith. They've been initiated proceedings against Will Smith for the violation of the Academy's standards of conduct, including inappropriate physical contact, abusive or threatening behavior. Well, the contact took place. The abusive, threatening behavior, that took place. And compromising the integrity of the Academy conduct as well as California law. Will Smith is being provided at least 15 days notice of a note regarding his violations. So they sending him a note regarding his violations and sanctions, and he's getting the sanctions. So he's going to know about the sanctions and all before the 18th, but they're going to speak them out to the public, and the opportunity to be heard beforehand. See, he has the opportunity to be heard beforehand, before the 18th, and by means of written response at the next board meeting on the 4th, 18th, 2022. The Academy may take any discipline action, which may include suspension, expulsion, or other sanctions permitted by the laws and standards of conduct. Okay, and that's in the second sanction. You get those many in one. He's violated the law of California. He's violated the government law in which the Academy upholds. Now, all of these things are on Will, not on Jada. She cares less. It's like the marriage was over before he did what he did. She don't care. That's my opinion. You get it told right here on Point, on Opinion Talk Show Live, and Big Baby give it to you as it is. Now, by the bylaws and the standards of conduct, you understand, these sanctions are permitted by the bylaws and sanctions and standards of conduct. Now, we go into 3. The third one is Smith's action at the 94th Oscars. So he had an Oscar, and that's a great thing to win. Where a shocking, and it was a shocking. The man who got hit had to say, wow, whoo. He couldn't believe it himself. Traumatic event to witness in person and on television. So he violated the whole government rules and regulation. Yes, he violated, he did it, he went all out bad. But you get it told, and you get it told right here on Opinion Talk Show Live, and windows are open, opinions are waiting, and questions are ready to be answered. This is Big Baby giving it to you live until the questions come in. Be good with it and understand, I'm here for them. I wait for them, and I will answer them throughout the day, the week, and the month. So just stand by and hold on, because I'm doing very, very many things. And your questions and answers are of importance to me. Be good with it. This Big Baby signing out.